Hello everybody, I am Krishna Rao Patro. Today I will discuss about one important concept, that is how to use the static keyword in Java. What are the different ways are there to utilize the static keywords? Static keyword is a important keyword in Java which is used generally for memory management, because how to utilize the memory effectively, that concept we can learn through static keyword. So static keyword will help you how to manage the memory in a proper way, how to utilize, how to customize. So we can apply the static keyword in 4 different places. You can apply before variable, before method, before a block, and before a nested class. So in the 4 different area, you can utilize the static keyword. Now we'll see one by one how we can use the static keyword before variable, before method, before block, and before nested classes. First we will see how we can declare a static variable. That means before variable name, how can I use the static keyword? So when you declare a variable or a method as a static, it belongs to a class rather than specific instance. This point you should remember. So when I say a static variable, that variable is meant for the entire class, not for one instance. Whereas if you declare it a non-static, that is related to one instance or one object. Similarly, when you declare a method as a static, only one method will be available for a class which will be shared by all objects. That is the general nature of a static. So this means that only one instance of a static member exists. Only one instance of static member exists. Even if you create a multiple object of the class, if you do not create any, then automatically only one copy will be there that will be shared by all object. This is object 1, this is object 2, this is object 3, this is my static resource or static variable. This variable will be available only one place, but that will be shared by all objects. That is the importance of static concept. So it is shared by all objects. So that means automatically your memory is saved. I will give a simple example. Assume I am mapping an object 1 with SV. So that means what? My static normal variable, not SV, normal variable. Again one more variable is there in second object. So that means what? You are having different memory area. So when you write a normal variable, that means non-static variable, every V will have separate memory. Whereas when you write as a static variable, then only one area will be utilized by all objects. So that is the main goal of this static concept. Declare once, but use in many objects. Now, if you declare any variable as a static, it is known as static variable. The static variable can be used or to refer a common property of all objects. So that means generally whichever item is common to all objects, those type of item you should keep as a static. The item which is common to all property, then keep that item as a static property so that all instance can access. For example, a company name of employee. There are many employees are there in a company. So for every employee, company name is same. So I can keep company name as a static data. Similarly, college name for all the students. Assume there are multiple student objects are there. So for all student, college name is same. So I can keep the college name as a static. So in that case, so the common property you can declare as a static one. The static variable gets memory only once. The class area at the time of class loading. Whenever the class is loaded, then that area will be initialized and that will be shared among all objects. So what is the advantage of static variable? The advantage is if you make your program more memory efficient. So that means you are not wasting your memory. So this is the main advantage. Memory is utilized effectively. There is no wastage of memory. And as well as one more thing also, if you change anything into the static variable, that is reflected to all objects. So change one place and that information will be carried to all objects. That is also one more advantage. Communication is easy. So I can say communication is easy. Because I told you, assume there is a variable called static variable SB, which is referred by obj1 as well as referred by obj2. Now, obj1 wants to transfer some message to obj2. In that case, what I will do? I will change here. If I change here, automatically, assume instead of SB, I will write SVV. Some value I am changing. So, automatically that is information goes to OB2. Sometimes OB2 wants to send some message. So, here assume I will write XX. So, this XX comes to OB1. So, it is also easy to communicate among the objects by declaring static variable. So, static variable is one for memory option and another for easy to communicate. Easy to communicate among the objects. So, this is the importance of the static variable. Now, you observe a code where you are having lot of wastage of memory. Assume I am having a student class. Roll number is there, name is there, college name is there. Roll number is what? It is a unique for student. Name is also unique for a student. Whereas college name is not unique for all the objects. College name varies from, college name is same for all students. Whereas roll number is changing. For every student, roll number is changing. For every student, name is changing. Whereas for every student, college name will not change. So, if you declare in this way, it is what? It is a non-static. It is a non-static. Suppose there are 500 students in my college. Now, all instance data members will get memory each time when object is created. So, now when I create an instance, that means if I create an object, automatically I will be requiring memory for roll number and I will be requiring memory for name as well as I will require for college also. If I write in this way, automatically I will be requiring memory for college name also. How many objects I said? 500 objects. So that means again roll number, second object, name, again memory for college. So like this, assume 500 objects are there. So again roll number, name and college name. So you have to write 500 times. But I know that college name is same for all students. So in that case, if I write in this format, then unnecessary memory is wastage. There are a lot of memory consuming. So what is wrote? All the students have the unique roll number, unique name. Okay, roll number and name are same. Okay. For every student, roll number is unique, name is also unique. So instance data member is good. In such case, every roll number should get memory, no doubt. Every name should own memory, no doubt. Whereas college refers to common property. Whenever college is common to all students, then why should I declare as a non-static? So if I write in this format, it unnecessarily occupies memory. Unnecessarily occupies memory. So to overcome this problem, what do you have to do? Instead of declaring this, here what is the college name? College is ITS. So ITS is stored here. ITS is stored here. ITS is stored here. Everywhere ITS. Now, if you want to make single college, then you have to use a keyword called static. If you write static string college ITS, then in that case what will happen? This ITS will not be there here and here and here. So only one place will be there that will be shared by all objects. That is the advantage of static. So if you make it static, then this will get memory only once. So you make the college name as a static variable so that that area will be referred by all instances. That is the main intention of static variable. Whereas roll number I cannot keep as a static because for everybody roll number is not same. And I cannot keep name as also static because for everybody name is also not same. Whereas for everybody college name is same. So that's why I will keep college name as a static. Now see the program, how to write the complete program. Roll number is a one instance variable. Remember, before that I didn't write. Simply I wrote int roll number. These variables are called non-static variable or instance variable. Non-static or also called instance variable. That means for every instance you will have a separate memory. Similar name. Name also one of the variable. Then the college. College is what? It is a static. If it is a static, then that is called what? Class variable. That means whenever the class is loaded, only one area will be occupied. That will be referred by many objects. So that's why you wrote static. And remember, the static keyword is lowercase. You cannot write in uppercase. In Java, I think around 48 keywords are there. Those keywords are everything is written in lowercase. So for the student class, I wrote a constructor. In the constructor, I am passing two parameters. What are the parameters? I am passing roll number and name. But I am not passing college name. Because college name is fixed for all the objects. That's why while creating object, I will pass roll number R and name and none. So automatically one object is created, roll number is stored, as well as name is also stored. Whereas your college is available in one place, that is a static place, also called class place, that is referred by this. So if you observe here, this method void display, it is displaying roll number, name and college. So automatically display roll number, name and college, because college can be referred by my method. Now if you come to this program, this is which class? Student class. So in the student class, I am having roll number, name and college, but out of three, two are instance variable and one is class variable. Roll number is instance, name is instance, whereas college is static. Now class test. Here how many objects I have created? S1 and S2. S1 is one object, S2 is another object. In S1, I kept what? 111 and Karan. So roll number is 111 and name is Karan. Name is Karan. This is available in the object 1, S1. Similarly, for second object S2, again memory allocated. Roll number is 222 and name is ARYN. But the college is static. So that means both object refer to same area. Now when I ask print or S1.display, what will display? In the display method, I am displaying roll number, name and college. When I am calling S1.display, what it will display? It will display the roll number. Roll number is 111. Name is Karan and college is ITS. Similarly, when I call for S2, S2.display, for S2 when I am calling display method, what it display? First roll number. Roll number is 222. Then it will display the name. Name is RN. And then next is college. College is also same. So ITS. So that means this is output of this program. So if you run the program, you will get this. For example, I want to change the name of the college to IARE. In that case, what I will do? See, I already wrote the statement. Student dot college equal to IARE. So that means this I put remove the comment. So student dot college equal to IARE. Automatically this IARE will be, earlier it was what? ITS. Earlier it was ITS. Now I am changing to IARE. Automatically it is reflected to all instances. So now when you display, then it will display instead of ITS, it will display IARE. Similarly, this also display IARE. So this is the way it works. I hope it is clear. Now you can see the instance also. S1 is one object, S2 is another object. S1 gets memory here. This is the memory of S1. S2 gets memory here. Here ID is there, name is there. Here also ID is there, name is there, because they are the instance variables. Whereas the college is my static variable, it is available in one place. But this is referred by this object as well as this. Both are referring to same. This is your class area or static area. These are all non-static area or instance area. Okay, this is also an instance. So this is the diagrammatic representation, and this part is the part of heap memory, because dynamically when you are creating object, because whenever you are using a new operator, automatically in the heap area memory will be allocated. I hope it is clear. This is the way the memory is organized for the static as well as non-static variables. Now, we'll go to next concept. That is static method. Because I told you, static can be used before variable, static can be used before method also. So when you declare the static keyword before method, then that method is also known as class method. That is also known as class method. That means only one method will be available for all set of objects of the class. Because for a class there will be multiple objects. For multiple objects, only one method will be there. That is the nature of static method. If you apply a static keyword with any method, then it is known as static method, or also known as class method. A static method belongs to the class rather than object of the class. A static method belongs to a class, not the instance. A static method can be invoked without the need of creating an instance of class. You can call the static method without referring object. Without using object, you can call it. So, static method can be called through class name or through instance name. So, I can say static method can be called by two ways. One is using class name. Second one is using object name. So both way you can use. So class name dot method or object name dot method. Anyway, I'll show you a small program. There you will understand. But try to know how static method can be called. Static method can be called by two ways. Now if you observe here, I am having a class called student, roll number, name and college. And there is a method called change method. This is what method is there? Static method. Static method means what? Static method means class method. This method is allowed to use static variable. Static method will use only static variable. That is one more thing you should remember. Static method will use only static variable, because here please observe here college is also static. My change method is also static. So static method can use only static variable. It cannot use non-static. That point you should remember. And this is my constructor. String int r and string n. Automatically my roll number and names are assigned. Then here I have wrote what normal method. This is non-static method. So the class student having two methods. Class method as well as non-static method or instance method. Now the display, what is displaying? System.out.println, roll number, name and college. It is referring, means it is using all types of variable. A non-static method can use all types of data. It can use non-static data, it can use static data. So I will write here non-static method. Non-static method can use both static and non-static. Static and non-static. Whereas your static method or a class method can use only static. So that point you should remember. Okay. This is one type of method. This is another type of method. If you know this point, then you can write the program comfortably. So now if you observe here, public class test static method, this is the name of the class. Here what I wrote, student.change. What is the student? Student is the name of the class. What is the change? Change is the name of the method. But I am calling through class name. So when you are calling through class name, then it must and should be a class method or it must be a static method. So calling, so automatically when you say student.change, automatically the college will be changed to, earlier it was ITS, now it changed to IARE. College changed to IARE. Now when I am creating one S1 and S2 and S3, student S1, Student S2, student S3. How many objects? 3 objects I am creating. S1 is one object, S2 is another object, S3 is another object. So for S1, roll number is there, name is there. For S2, roll number is there, name is there. For S3, roll number is there, name is there. What is the roll number? For S1, roll number is 111, name is Karan. Name is Karan. For S2, roll number is 222 and name is Aryan. For S3, 333 and Sonu. Whereas the college, which is a class variable, college what? Earlier it was ITS, now it is as you have called through change, so this become IARE. This IARE is referred to by S1, referred by S2, referred by S3 because it is a common property for all object. It is a common property for all object. Now when I call S1.display, what it will display? It will display roll number, name and college, because in the display method I am writing name part, roll number part and college part. So 111, Karan, Karan and IARE. This is the output from S1.display. Similarly, when I am calling S2.display, what will display? It is displaying 222, Aryan, IARE. Now IARE is a common property for all objects. Similarly, when I am calling the display method through S3, it will display 333, Sonu, then IARE. So this is the way it works. So you came to know how to use the usage of static method. So this program will help you to know about how to utilize static as well as non-static methods and how the behavior changes also. Now the third one, Java static block. That means you can use the static keyword before the block also. Generally block means what? Open curly bracket and close curly bracket. This is called a block. What? Block. This block generally it is a non-static. But when you want to declare as a static, then you have to use the keyword called static. You have to use static keyword. Static block. It is used to initialize the static data member. Generally, static blocks are useful to define static data members. It is executed before the main method at the time of class loading, before driver method. That means before main method. This block will execute. So that means the first control goes to static block. Then it comes to main method. Generally, this is the control flow structure in Java. Now you can see a small demo. Class static demo. Now here what? This is my static block. This is my static block. In the static block, I wrote a message. Static block is invoked. So first it will display. Then the control goes here, main method. After going to main method, it is doing hello main. Then hello main will come. This is the first statement. This is the second statement. So this is the way the static block works. So try to know. You can use the static keyword before the block also. And generally that block is useful to define your static variables. Of course, in this example, the static block means the static keywords are not defined. So you can write here static string college equal to IARE. So you can write all the static variables you can write inside a static block. Similarly, the static method also you can define inside a static block. So that is the main intention of static block, to define all the static variables inside a block, to define non-static above the static block. Now one more usage, that is Java static nested classes. That means you can define a class within a class, that is called nested class. In the nested class you can use again static. So generally Java supports nested class. you can define a class within a class, that is called nested class. The nested class can be also a static. Now see, a static class is a class that is created inside the class, and this is can be also a static. A class you have to define inside a class, and that should be also a static. So you can say that is nested static class. It cannot access non-static data members. If the class is a static, then it cannot access the non-static data members and methods. It can be accessed by outer class name. It can be accessed by outer class name. It can access the static data members of the outer class and including private. So wherever you want to access the static, then that must be also static. The static nested class cannot access non-static data members. So that means today you came to know about how you can use the static keyword in Java. Before variable, before method, before block, as well as before a nested class. In the 4 places you can use static. Then one small program, how you can define a nested class. See, test outer 2 is my class. Which class? Outer class. Inside this class there is one more class called inner. So this is outer class. In the outer class you are having one more class called inner class. This inner class having again 2 methods, MSG1 and MSG2. Because a class is a combination of attributes and methods. Sometimes attributes will be there, sometimes methods may be there, sometimes only methods will be there. So you can define that class also. So now here I am having only 2 methods. One method is non-static, another is static. So MSG1 is non-static, whereas MSG2 is static. So my inner class is what type? Static type. Now I want to use these methods of public static void main test outer 2 dot inner obj. That means what? I am creating an object for my inner class object. I am creating object for my inner class. So test outer 2 is my outer class. Inside there is a class called inner. So can I write like this? Yes, I can write, because it is a static. It is a static. If it is non-static, you cannot call. You have to create an instance, then you have to do. So here my obj is an object. Then I am initializing. How to initialize? New followed by test outer 2 dot inner. So if you write this one, automatically this inner class object is created. Now you can call like this, obj dot msg1. msg1 is what? It is a non-static. If it is a non-static, then you have to call through object only. So obj dot msg1 you can call. So once you call this statement, what will happen? Non-static method and inner data. What is the inner data value? That is 30. So 30 is printed here. And this data is what type? It is a static type. So as it is a class is a static, so the variable must be also static. Because nested class can use only static member of the parent. Nested class can use only static member of, because it is a nested static. Okay. Similarly, test outer 2 dot inner dot msg2. I can call through inner class. Which one? msg2 is what type? It is a static type. So if it is a static type, you can call like this, test outer 2 dot inner msg2. So automatically this method will be called, and static method is called, and what is the value? The data is 30. So this 30 will be printed. Similarly here also 30 will be printed. So this is the way the program works. Now I'll show you the programs through my notepad also. Now you have seen only the demo. Now let us go to notepad++, Control N. Now we are going to use what? Static concept. Now class static demo. I'll keep the class name as a static demo. Here I'll write what? Public static public static void main string arguments array. Now here please observe here, main is what method? It is a static method. That means I will call directly. So this method will be always invoked by the JVM directly without creating instance. That's why main is always static. Now in my class I am having two variables, int I equal to 10 and static int j equal to 20. Please observe here, I is a variable, j also variable. But I is what variable? This I is known as instance variable. Instance variable, or also known as what? Also known as non-static variable. Non-static variable. So now what is the value of I? That is 10. That means for every instance I will be 10. And whatever the j is a static variable. So if it is a static variable, this is also known as what? Class variable. Class variable. Also called what? Static variable. So that means whenever the class is loaded, immediately the j will be initialized with 20. Then whatever the I will be initialized only when if you are creating object. If you are not creating object, I will not be initialized. Fine. Now I want to print the value of I and j. How to print I and j? What is the name of the class? Static demo. So here I want to print system.out.println. I want to print the value of I equal to plus, assume I will write I. Again compile it, static demo dot java. Now you have to see what are the different types of errors are coming, because main thing is you should know error and how to overcome this error. Now Java C static demo. Yeah, now see the error. Variable I cannot be referred through static method because main is a static, whereas I is a non-static. So you cannot access. That's why this gives error. So, but if I write j, so it gives you error. So I'll put comment. Now let me use j. Now j is what? J is a static. Main also static. Now static method can call static directly, so there is no error. Now if I run the program, there is no error. Now let us check whether there is a error or not. Java C static demo. Yeah, now there is no error because I am referring static variable. Main is also static method. So static method can call static variable directly, whereas non-static means variables cannot be called by the static method. So now if I write Java static demo, yeah, I got j value 20, but I did not get I value because I is a instance variable. So if you want to get the I, then you have to create an instance. That means you have to create an object. So let us print the I value. So I want to print I value. So to print I value, first of all I have to create object. This one obj some object equal to new static demo. Now object is ready. Once object is ready, then you can call. So how to call? I value I want to print through object. This I am printing. So here I will write obj.I, not only I. Control. So here you got what error. Okay. Now when I am calling through object, so there is no error. Yeah, now no error. Now when I run, I got how much? J value 20 and I value 10. So this is the way you are referring your static as well as non-static variables. So you came to know how to use static. Now same program I will use for static method. Let me use another method called void change method. Change some value int t. Now I want to change the j value. What value? J value. So j equal to t I want to write. But j is what you? J is a static variable. This static variable I want to change through a static method. For example, here I write here static. Now change is what? It's a static method. Now here I am assigning change to this value. Then how to call the change method? As the change is static, can I call directly? Yes, because main is my static method, I can call directly. So I can call change with parameter. How much parameter? Initially j was 20. Now I want to make it to 25. So I will pass 25. Change 25. So when I am calling change 25, automatically the 25 goes to t. 25 goes to t. Now that t become 25 and that value is assigned to j. Assigned to j. So now automatically which value is changing? The j is changing. Now after change, what is the value of j? Control C. Now see. Control V. Now after change, I will write here. After change, some message I want to print. Control S. Now see. Compile it. Yeah. Now run it. Java. Static demo. Yeah. Now see. Earlier j was 20 and I 10, but j is how much now? 25. So that means you are able to change the static variable through static method. In a similar way, I want to change for I also. I equal to whatever the value I am passing t plus 2. Actually what is the value of t? Because when I am passing 25, the 25 goes to t. So I want to make I equal to t plus 2. But I is what variable? I is a non-static variable. But change is what method? It's a static method. Now can I use here? Static method can use only static. This is okay. Whereas here you will get error. Here you will get error. Let us check error. Yeah, now there is error. There is an error. Because a non-static variable I cannot be used in a static method. So those statements are not allowed to write. That's why you have to put comment or you have to remove it. So I'll put comment. Not allowed. Not allowed. Non-static. Not allowed. In static method. You cannot change it. Whereas a static variable or non-static variable, I can use a non-static method. Let me write another method called void modify. Assume I am having a method called modify with int t. Now see, before the modify I did not write anything. If I am not writing anything, this is non-static method. This is non-static method. Non-static. If it is a non-static, I can change I and j. Non-static method can do anything. Whereas static method can do only static. Because static is a little bit very, very important VIP method. It can access only special variables, only static. It is very choosy. Whereas non-static, it is ready to accept anything. So that means I can write here j equal to, assume I will write t. At the same time, I can write I equal to, assume t plus some 3 I will write. So this method I will call. Which method? Modify method. But modify is what method? It is a non-static method. So if it is a non-static method, can I call directly modify? Now Assume I'll call modify. Modify. How much? Assume I want to pass 45. Where you are calling? You are calling in the main method. But main is a static method. I told you many all methods are what? They are very, very choosy method. Very important person, VIP methods. This VIP method can call only VIP methods. That means static can call static only. Can I call non-static? So here you get error. Here you get error. Let us check the error. Yeah, there is error. Non-static method cannot be called in main method because main is main static. Then in that case, then how to call? If you want to call non-static, then always create an instance. Then through instance you can call because they are all instance methods. So instance method can be called through instance. So you have to create an instance of what? Static demo. So obj is what? My object. So I can call obj dot modify. Once modify, then no error. Yes, now no error because I am calling through instance. Now after changing, I want to print the value of ing. After changing, I want to print the value of ing. Now let me print both ing. After, now I want to print after modify. After modify, what is the value of j and what is the value of I? After modify. Control S. Let me check. Now here also no error because I am calling through. Next, Java static demo. Yeah, after modify, j is 45 and I made what? J plus 3. So 45 plus 3, 48. So this is the way you can use your static keyword. I hope it is clear. Similarly, I will give one more program. So today you have learned about how to use the static keyword in various places. Before method, before variable, and you can create a static block also. Let me create a static block, same program. As I told you, static methods and static variables you supposed to write in a static block. So how to create a static block? So let me write a static block, same program. I'll change. Here what I will do, I will make a static block. Open bracket, close bracket. This is called static block. So here I'll print a message system dot out dot println hello static block. That means the control always comes here. Control S. Now see. Yes, compile successfully. Now what is the answer will come? Java static demo. First to static block will come. So you got the answer what? Hello static block. That means the control goes to static block first. After that the main method works. So these things are in the main and this is from static block. In general, static blocks are useful to define your static method and static block. Generally you supposed to write these two statements. I'll cut it, Control C, Control X, cut and keep here. You supposed to write here. Static method and static variable should be inside the Control S. Compile it. As it is a static, illegal startup expression, static int j20. So as already is a static, then you will remove the static, then you remove the static. Control S. Static word change. Illegal startup expression, start int, class variable, static variable. So static, I'll keep here, control X will be, it is a static block, static plus static in class variable, illegal start of the expression, line number 8, illegal start of expression. Control X, so that means the static variables you can define, the static things, control X, I'll remove it and keep here, control S. So only the statements you are allowed to write. So the static variable or control X, you can write here, control S, no error. So that means in the static block you can write your normal statements or some messages, whatever you want to do, or you want to do if at all any central calculation you can do. Those variables and methods you keep always outside. Now if I run now Java static demo, so you got this one. So it says that always the control goes to static block. So from static block I got this message, hello static block. Then the control comes to main. From main these things are coming. So this is the way the static program works. I hope it is clear. So this is the way you have to write your program using static keyword. So try to utilize the static concept to utilize the memory efficiently. So that means one common area will be referred by multiple objects. So whenever you want to customize or whenever you want to minimize the memory utilization, always you can use static concepts. So you can refer this program and you can utilize this code for your future placement drive also, as well as for your main exams also. So they may ask the question, what are the different usages of static keyword? Then you can use this video. Okay. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.